Most areas, but cloud will spread later into western parts with some rain. Top temperature not bad, 10 Celsius. Laura will have a full weather forecast for you in 15 minutes' time.
Manvir, thanks. It's approaching 7:15. If someone you knew had been diagnosed with cancer, chances are you'd assume they'd be heading straight for the operating room or for chemotherapy.
But when Kelly Logan was told she had stage 2 breast cancer, she went against doctors' advice and decided to opt for a raw food diet to try to fight the illness. And Kelly joins us now along with Dr. Sarah Jarvis. Good to see you this morning. I'm sorry that you're having to have this fight at all, but what made you decide to go this route?
I've always been into natural remedies. I'm not really planning to cure myself with the raw food diet. It's getting my body onto an even keel, so that gives me the opportunity to fight the cancer. Obviously, at the moment, my immune system is quite low, and to go through surgery would further lower my immune system. And it just didn't sit well with me, to be quite honest. I've lost quite a few people after treatment through their cancer. And it was just something that I felt was right for me and my family at the time.
You've got children?
Yeah, 2 beautiful boys.
And, you know, to make that decision to go against the medical advice and to go with something that's a much more natural way of approaching it, is a really, really big decision to make. What did your family say?
Well, obviously my mum was devastated when I was first diagnosed, but she's come around to the idea. She's done a lot of research herself. She knows a lot more than what I do now, so... my teenage son, he's been very good with it. The past couple of months, he's grown, he's matured so well. He's actually, because he's seeing that I'm not ill, I'm not being sick or anything, he's just a normal teenager now. Doing normal things, getting into trouble at school still.
Yeah, of course.
So how long will you persist with this approach? Will there, obviously keeping an eye on how the cancer is developing, will there come a moment when you think, actually, the raw food, the healthy lifestyle isn't enough?
Well, I'm planning to go abroad for alternative treatment, maybe around September, October time, so I'm going to continue to do it up until then, just to make sure that my body's well enough to actually go through with any sort of treatment or protocols that they're going to do.
It's a dramatic switch from the standard sort of treatments, Sarah. What's your reaction?
Well, I did say to Kelly beforehand, you know I'm going to have to go out and say, I really don't think this is a good idea, and she said, yeah. And when it comes down to it, it is in anyone's decision. It's Kelly's decision, absolutely. Nobody can make her go through treatment. Not everybody who goes through chemotherapy survives. Not everybody who doesn't have treatment dies. But effectively what we're talking about is putting the odds dramatically in your favour by having chemo. We've made amazing differences with chemotherapy, and I think one of the other things Kelly and I were talking about was that she'd had this cancer, she'd had a lump for 8 years before she got it looked at. Now that's absolutely not what we would ever suggest, because the earlier you go in, the more likely you are not to need other treatments like chemo, or if you do need it, it'll often be much, much less dramatic. The earlier we pick cancers up, the better the chances.
I mean, if you go abroad and you have this other alternative medicine, and you find that it's then too late for things like chemotherapy, that will be a tough decision to explain to your family, won't it?
To be quite honest, I think my family and myself have been given enough time to appreciate each other and obviously come to terms with things, get my affairs in order if worst case scenario doesn't work. Nothing in life is certain, apart from death. Death is the only one thing that is certain with everybody, so it's just, I just want to enjoy my life while I've got it.
And stay as positive as you can.
Yeah, stay very positive. Positivity actually helps a lot. It helps a lot.
Undoubtedly.
To have hope as well.
Kelly, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story. It'll be interesting to get our viewers at home's thoughts on this as well. Do email us, tweet us if you maybe know somebody who's done a similar thing to Kelly, and the results of that. Sarah, it's good to see you as well. Thanks for joining us.